Cool story. It's probably what you wouldn't expect. If you tried to make any assumptions about me, which is fair. I mean, we all kind of do that with anyone. You try to just like discern, right, and come up with ideas as to who people are, so that you can kind of maybe even protect yourself or see if you want to lean in a little bit further.
Yeah.
So it's totally, there's nothing wrong with making some loose judgments on people. So born and raised Quincy, yada yada, all that. High school, miserably bullied. I'm talking ass kicked, book slapped out of my hands, pissed on, spit on, um, just nonstop. It was brutality nonstop for a good year. It trickled into a year two, a little bit.
Big kid then, or
What's that?
you a lot smaller, or were you pretty good size then? Because you're a
Yeah,
big guy.
things changed a little bit. once I got mad enough and big enough,
Yeah.
yeah, the bullying stopped really quick. But I started off as like maybe 130 pounds as a freshman. I graduated at 250 pounds.
Wow.
I was bench pressing 500 pounds as a 16-year-old. And I was mad. I was mad because of the way people treated me, and it was horrible. And that fueled a lot of the what took me from 135 to 250. What fueled a 500-pound bench as 16 years old. I wanted to hurt people, honestly. Like I wanted even worse than that. Like I wanted these people to suffer, and I wanted to be the person doing it. So I became an absolute just animal, of a person on the football field. I was pretty reserved and sweet and kind off of it, but on the field, like that was where I was going to get my revenge. And even if it was had there was people that had nothing to do with the harm that was caused to me. It was just my place to let it loose. So I was specifically out there not to play the game of football, but I was out there to hurt people. I'm not proud of that. And it's just the way that I played football for the rest of my career, which took me into my college days. It was also the demise of my career as well. It's not a great way to play football. There is a, it's there's an intelligence to football, that's required if you want to excel at it. You can't just be a big meathead and just want to go out there and hurt people and expect to really excel at it. You can make people like afraid of you, but like when it comes to the end result and the score on the board, just it doesn't really do much for you. So it kind of took me a while to just let go of that and forgive those people, which I was able to do before even coming to know Jesus. Um, I was able to forgive those people, and forget is different. Those memories will kind of haunt you
Yeah.
for the rest of your life. Um, and I've prayed on that too. Like if like it'd be nice if those memories could go on, because I do still have times when I get triggered, and it will take me back to that moment, and I get a little paralyzed and I get a little like stunned, and it catches me off guard. But I've gotten better and better and better at like seeing that coming and being able to um, gracefully navigate that without curling up into a ball or wanting to lash out. But yeah, so I was able to let all that stuff go. College is over, football is over. Um, I Now this is getting into like my testimony, if you will, and how I came to know um, Jesus, I guess. Um, so after college, just kind of, figuring life out. I was a football player my entire life, so a little identity shifting happening. Nothing bad. I wasn't going through like a crisis, but I was excited and and eager to kind of figure out who I was and what I wanted to do. And I'd always enjoyed fitness, even though it came, from a place of anger initially that I was doing a lot of my training. I loved it still, and I knew that, and I had the help of a this mentor of mine. He was actually my manager at my first job when I was like working sales, and I only did it for like 3 months, and I couldn't stand it, and he knew that too, and he pulled me into his office and was like, "Yo, let's get you out of here, buddy. Let's figure out something for you to do." And he was able to kind of pull a lot of it out of me, and because I didn't know. I didn't even know what I liked. I'd never even That question had never even crossed my mind. Like, what do I want to do? I hadn't even really thought of that.
Yeah.
And so he was one of the first people that ever even proposed that to me, and kind of uh, pulled it out of me a little bit, and came to the place where it was like, should probably open a gym, go train people. You love that. You like helping people. You like working with people to help them make like feel better or perform at a higher level. You're passionate about it. You're knowledgeable about it. Let's go do that. And he helped me put together a business plan. So I'm opening a gym. I'm moving on from like your typical 9 to 5 job, sales work, to coaching full time and training still because I love it. I at this time I didn't even really I knew about CrossFit. My cousin had been telling me about it. She kept like assuring me, she's like, dude, you would crush it, just do it. And I'm like, Taylor, I know what I'm doing when it comes to training, and like I'm pretty fit and strong already. Like I don't need to switch things up. Um, like I'm good. And but I like was in the process of kind of trying to fill a void competitively. I had tried like a physique show, um, and it also gave me an opportunity to lose a lot of weight. I lost like 50 to 70 pounds of a lot of muscle too. I was just so big from playing football, and didn't like it though, but it was cool. It was like cool to cut up like that and learn how to do that and manipulate my weight like that. um just wasn't really my thing. My training partner was really into like anabolics and stuff like that, and it just didn't feel right now. Even talking about it, it gives me like, it just makes me feel uneasy. um and I didn't like being immersed in that type of culture. I enjoyed the training. I enjoyed just the cutting and all that, and the discipline that was that I was getting out of it. That was cool, but it just, again, it's like in my heart right now, it just makes me uneasy like thinking about that. So it was a pretty easy like decision for me to be like, I'm gonna go a different route. And just remembered my cousin talking about CrossFit, gave that a shot. I didn't do as well as I thought I was going to do, but I did really, really good in some things, enough to where it was like, holy shit. Like, I could have pretty much like won the first competition I ever did, but I didn't know how to do double unders or muscle ups. I'd never done that before. Um, and I was like, dang, if I could jump a rope and do a muscle up, like I would have just walked out of here with $5,000.
Yeah.
And the light bulb went off, and I was like, oh gosh, I could make money doing this. I could pay my rent. I could support myself.
Yeah.
So I went all in, taught myself. I would watch YouTube videos and teach myself how to do the things that I couldn't do. Kelly Starrett was huge for me because I was a big, stiff football player. So like just mobilizing myself was like
Yes.
95% of the work that I needed to do. Um, I went from like snatching like 135 to 315 in the matter of like weeks. Just like
Just by
I
getting
understand it happened quick.
that's awesome.
Um, and but it was so funny. Like the first time snatching 135, I missed it. Like I just couldn't do it. I didn't have the mobility for it. Um, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. Starting gym, dabbling in CrossFit, figuring out that I think I like CrossFit and I can be good at it. And then moving into like running the gym, full time training, eventually getting to a point where I'm like, maybe I should just do training full time. Um, Found someone to manage the gym. I moved to Cincinnati with my wife to train full time, and that's kind of where CrossFit took off for me, and the rest is kind of history. But
Where are you training?
that what's that?
Where are you training in Cincinnati?
West Side Conjugate.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Uh, Laura Sweat, Shane Sweat, formerly Laura Sweat. I don't know. Well, formerly Laura Phelps. I don't know. I think she married again. But awesome place. I learned a lot. And really similar training styles to how I was brought up in high school and college. I was very familiar with the conjugate method, and